Right. So, welcome everyone. The company's name is Edil. We started manufacturing 30 years ago. We started as animal hormone manufacturers and with a small unit in Chandigarh. So, Scotidil itself is an acronym. Its full form is syrups, capsules, ointments, tablets, tubes, eye drops, dry injections, and large volume parenterals. So when we started manufacturing with human medicines, we had the vision of manufacturing each and every medicine which any human consumes throughout his life. Right. So Scotidil is an Indian pharmaceutical company with a diverse portfolio of over 900 drug formulations. We are a major exporting company now. We are exporting to more than 70 countries, and our company turnover last year was 1,005 crores. 60% was exports. The remaining was third-party manufacturing for Lupin, Cipla, Abbott, Alembic, Zydus, Cadillac, all big pharma companies, and a little bit of government tenders. So we are the largest suppliers to the Rajasthan government. We won a tender of rupees 150 crores last year. And as well as this year, we have won a tender of 140 crores with the Rajasthan government. So our mission and vision with this model is to make very, very good quality medicines affordable to all. So the reason with which we started this model, we wanted to provide very, very good quality medicines at 80% off at major discounts to each and every consumer. Now, back in 2016, we read an article in the newspaper in Odisha, a man sold his child for 700 rupees because he could not afford medicines for his ailing wife. Now, as manufacturers, we knew that the cost of medicines, which was 700 rupees at that time, was not more than 50 rupees if you consider the raw material and the packing material of the medicine. Now, that as manufacturers, we were really pained, and that is how we got the idea that we want to make healthcare accessible for each and everyone. So these are some of our most hot selling products. We are making multivitamins, cosmetics, antihypertensives, anti-diabetics, cardiac medicines. So we are ourselves covering a range of 90 to 95% of all medical formulations. Now, our value proposition. We are a very old manufacturing company with more than 30 years of manufacturing experience. The model which the project which we have started is very fairly simple, and the operations are very basic and simple as well. Thirdly, we are not taking any kind of franchisee fees from our investors, as we understand that we don't want to burn a hole in the pocket of the investors. And also, we have a very large network of domestic and uh, external international clients. So this is what our pharmacies look like. The interior is in the scope of the franchisee, and because each and everyone wants to invest, as much he or she is comfortable with his business model. So we have franchisees who have invested 5 lakh rupees in the interior. We have franchisees who have invested 1 lakh rupees in the interior. So that is why we did not want to make a hard and fast rule as to how the interior of the shop looks like. Now, coming to the franchisee model, the investment in this model is 3.5 lakh rupees plus GST. In this 3.5 lakh rupees, you will get stock worth 3.5 lakh rupees. You will get the software from the company. The software will be renewed each and every year by the company. So as such, there is no cost of the software to the franchisee. Thirdly, all the exterior marketing, all the exterior branding will be taken care by the company. The ACP board will be provided by the company. All kinds of marketing and promotional material, which includes standees, flyers, pamphlets, all that will also be taken care by the company. So as such, in the 3.5 lakh rupees, you will get stock worth 3.5 lakh rupees. You will get the exterior branding of the store. You will get the marketing and the software. So you get what you pay for. And as such, there is no hidden security deposit. There is no franchisee fees. There is no brand fees. We are also offering a gross margin of 40% on all our products to the franchisee owner. And this is a completely franchisee-owned, franchisee-operated model. So there are only two requirements to run a pharmacy business in India. Firstly, you need to have a shop more than 120 square feet. And secondly, you need to have a registered pharmacist with a drug license to dispense off those medicines. So we will be providing all kinds of assistance to our franchisee owners with respect to drug licenses, with respect to interior ideas, with respect to marketing, all that we will be there will be hand-holding support to the franchisees from day one. Now, an ideal partner profile for us would be in case the franchisee owner is a pharmacist himself or herself. So that will make the job easier for us as well as the franchisee owner, because he or she will be having the designated knowledge required for dispensing of these medicines. Secondly, all young entrepreneurs who are looking forward to, venture in an evergreen business, which is the pharmaceutical business, as we call it. And if they have a passion for understanding the pharma industry. So now the reasons to partner with Scott Edil would be, firstly, we are a very old company when we talk about manufacturing. We have four WHO GMP certified manufacturing units. We are also expanding to many foreign countries, and we have a team of more than 2,000 employees. We are also providing a support of rupees 25,000 to each and every franchisee owner. Now, what that support is, that whenever we start a new business, we are not profitable from day one. We are not profitable in the first month, or we are not profitable at the end of 6 months. Every business has its own breathing period. And we as a company understood that there is a lot of risk when we venture into a new business. So that is why we are providing a support of 25,000 rupees each and every month to each and every franchisee owner for the initial 12 months if the franchisee is not making profits or is facing losses. So now how we calculate that additional support is that, for example, if the franchisee is doing sales of rupees 1 lakh each and every month, now 40% of that gross margin would mean 40,000 rupees of profit. Now, let's say the expenses of the franchisee owner is rupees 60,000, which can be rent, pharmacist salaries, electricity bill, water bill, etc., etc. Now, 40,000 profit and 60,000 loss would mean an overall loss of 20,000 rupees. Now, that is where that additional support will come in. So the franchisee owner, when he or she is going to replenish his stock, he will not have to pay for stock of worth rupees 20,000 or 25,000 as per actual losses. Also, we will be having many franchisee-based, performance-based incentives and achievement awards. So also, this is not an exclusive Scott Edil store. We will be keeping medicines from each and every company. So we are only manufacturing 700 salts. However, the pharma industry is very huge, and we have more than 4,000, 5,000 salts. Now, since we are not manufacturing each and everything, we will be sourcing from other companies. Also, we are also providing OTC products from big companies like Dabur, Himalaya, and many other minimalist. All kinds of these products we will be making available to our franchisees. So overall, it will not be an exclusive Scott Edil store. You will be allowed to keep each and everything which you think you will be able to sell from that store. When we talk about freight, if you order goods worth rupees 10,000 and above, the freight will be borne by the company. If the overall order is 5,000 to 10,000, then the freight is 50% borne by the company, 50% borne by the investor. And if the stock requirement is less than 5,000 rupees, then the freight is borne by the investor. Now, the key support which we will be offering to our franchisees, all kinds of designs, material, software, license support will be provided by us. Inventory will be coming from the factory, and there will be no middleman involved. There will be no distributor. There will be no stockist. There will be no CNF. You will be directly dealing with the company, and that is what our model essentially is as well: factory to pharmacy. We will be helping the franchisees in smoothening their operations, and we will also be offering an exchange policy. For example, if so, each and every area has its own local supply and demand. So there might be some medications which will not be sold at your counter, but so for example, say paracetamol is being sold at your counter and azithromycin is not being sold at your counter. We will take back the azithromycin and replace it with the medication that is being sold off as per your convenience. Also, there is no royalty as such, and there is no royalty on sales. So whatever you will be selling will be your entire sales. The company will not take any percentage, or there is no hidden percentage when we talk about royalty. Marketing, we will also be running localized marketing programs. So we are providing an exclusivity of 3 kilometers for each and every store, and all kinds of radio advertisements or pamphlets distribution in your areas, maybe arranging doctor camps that will be assisted by the company. So a financial snapshot. Area required would be 120 square feet minimum. That is as per the rules and regulations of the Drug Authority of India. The investment is 3.5 lakh rupees plus GST. You will be getting all deliverables worth 3.5 lakh rupees. And there is no franchisee fees. There is no security deposit. As I said, the margins will be 40% on all our products. Some products, for example, the surgical range, the margins exceed to 60 to 70%. And when we talk about some OTC products, so we have the margin goes down to 10 to 12% when we talk about Himalayan Dabur products. So overall, the margin would be around 40 to 45% on each and every product. So what we have observed from our current franchisee stores, the investment break even is usually between 16 to 20 months. We have 25 pharmacy stores now, spread across the country, majorly in Delhi NCR and Chandigarh, Punjab, and Himachal. The agreement period is 5 years, and post that it can be renewed as per the mutual convenience and mutual agreement of the franchisee owner and the company. So that is all about us. I will be looking forward to all your questions. Right. Thank you so much.
Much, Arjun, for the detailed presentation. Right. We have a couple of questions in the chat box.
Yes. No, the square feet required is 120 square feet. This was a very recent amendment in the drug. This was a very recent amendment by the Drug Authority of India, and we will be requiring 120 square feet minimum to open a pharmacy store.
Thank you so much, Arjun.
So,
we'll take up some questions. I think some questions we see in the Q&A box. I'll request if you can remove our presentation from the screen. And friends, keep writing your questions. I'll also request all of you, if you want to be very specifically looking at certain cities, mention the name of the city you're interested in. We'll take these questions real time. So quickly to recap the opportunity, very quickly, the company comes with 30 years of legacy, and they currently are operating 25 locations, largely in North India. As we see, we're witnessing a very big shift from the unorganized to organized retail chains. And because modern retail pharmacies chain have the advantage which mom and pop unorganized brands, or I would say, players don't have in the industry. And because the industry is being digitized, organized, and more tech-enabled, and this helps the companies to track medicine inventories and also sell 100% reliable goods. And through technology, which also gives an access to a lot of intelligent data to improve the service, cut cost, and most important, I would say, optimize stock availability, which is very, very important, which a lot of these local players are not able to do. Now, coming on to the opportunity that we're talking about, we need this is a small investment and an area which is about 150 square feet. Company is integrated player, and that also helps because single retail pharmacies have relatively low profit margins. Drugs are purchased in small volumes from distributors at comparatively a higher price, which reduces the profit margin at the retail outlet. So integrated players, so they would have a combination of their own manufactured salts, which I heard urgently about 700 odd salts which they make, and the rest would be procured. And the brand is also offering a lot of incentives to franchise partner, which includes performance linked incentives, which are based on the volume that you would do. And we'll take more information as we go a little deeper. And second, I think, which is very, very interesting, is the 12-month initial support. At least 6 to 8 months are very important for any business to come to an optimum performance, and 12-month period is important for a business to go through the entire cycle in that year. So the company is offering 12 months of support where any differential, up to amount of 25,000 will be supported in kind by the company, wherein the stock would be provided, inventories would be provided, and the franchisee, would get a credit note and will not have to pay. They're also offering a freight support on minimum order value, as we saw in the presentation. So Arjunji, very quickly, I think I saw the overall investment size was 3.5 lakhs. Can we remove the presentation? I think everybody can see us on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah. And friends, keep writing in. We'll take these questions that you want to ask. So, Arjunji, first my question was on the overall, the breakup of the investment, 3.5 lakhs, because largely the components would include your setup cost. It would include, your equipments which are required. And the third cost is the inventory which is required, right? So largely these are three setup costs. We're not charging any franchise fees, nor there are any royalties. So if you can just quickly break up what the 3.5 lakhs would include, because I saw signages are there. I don't know if it takes care of your equipments that go in, and also the interior cost. Is that included in this or not?
So the 3.5 lakh rupees investment includes stock worth 3.5 lakh rupees.
Okay.
You will be getting the outside branding. That will include the ACP board, standees. You will also be getting marketing support from the company. We will be paying for all kinds of promotional activities that the franchisee owner undertakes for the promotion of his booth or shop initially.
Okay.
Also, we will be providing the software, and the renewal will also be undertaken by us. So there is no software cost for the franchisee owner as such.
Okay.
So the 3.5 lakh rupees includes marketing, includes stock, includes the exterior branding, and includes the software. Now, apart from this, there is an investment in the interior that will be as per the franchisee as he or she is comfortable. Now, as I already said, we have franchisees who have spent around 5 lakh rupees on the interior. We have franchisees who have spent around 1 lakh rupees on the interior. We did not want to make it a hard or fast rule as to how the interior of the shop needs to look. Because at the end of the day, it's a pharmacy store, and it is completely up to the franchisee owner, as it is his or her own independent business venture, and he or she may run it as he or she is comfortable. So there will also be an additional cost in procuring the license. So there is a certain kind of fee which goes to the drug authorities, that is around 20 to 25,000, depending on the state or the union territory. So overall, if we talk about the initial setup cost, it will be around 5 to 5.5 lakh rupees, depending on the interior setup, depending if the franchisee owner already has certain fixed assets which are mandatory for running a pharmacy store, which includes a refrigerator, a computer, and a printer.
And what is our guidance on the equipment? How much would that cost in totality?
So
the equipment.
You don't need to purchase if you already have a laptop, if you have a computer, if you have a refrigerator, if you have an air conditioner. If you are buying a new air conditioner, if you're buying a new laptop, if you're buying a new computer, the fixed assets will be costing somewhere around 70 to 80,000.
Helpful. And friends, just to give you a little guidance on the interior, these are not very expensive interiors, because you just need to do racking, you need to do vitrified tiles, and all that expense put together should be about 900 to about 1,000 square feet, which is good enough for 150 square feet of space. And if we take maybe even at the outer side 1,000 square feet for 150, it comes to almost about 1.5 to 2 lakhs, not beyond that. And additional, we can add another 1 lakh for equipments that we need to put. So if we add this cost, 3.5 in this cost, the entire investment would be under 8 lakhs. That is the outer limit, because you get the entire stock. In this, the entire outer branding is also provided by the company. Now, Arjunji, one more thing. We talked about 3.5 lakhs as a stock value. This is the MRP value of the stock. This will
be what will be sold to the customer. So the actual cost of the stock will be 2.1 lakh rupees.
How much?
2.1 lakh.
Okay.
Lakh 10,000.
Okay. But the value of the stock is 3.5 lakhs. Okay.
The stock will be worth 3.5 lakh rupees.
Okay. Now coming on the categories, what are the categories? We have OTC product. Do we?
We have nutraceuticals, we have cosmetics, we have OTC, we have antihypertensives, we have
Surgical.
antibiotics, surgical, diabetic. So we will be covering each and every range.
Okay. Now if you can also help and explain what is the percentage mix of these inventories, one, and also what impact these have on the overall sales. How much sales and inventory mix we keep across these categories.
75% would be the general medicines which we find at each and every pharmacy store. 15% would be the OTC range, and 10% would include the surgical items and other miscellaneous items. So initially, we expect a sale of rupees 3,000 to 5,000 rupees per day at each and every of our franchisee stores, and that is what we have been getting as well, if we consider all the 25 FOFO stores which we are operating.
So annually, what we are forecasting is about 18 lakhs sale, right?
18 to 22 lakh rupees
22 lakhs.
in
So
the
on a
first year.
stock of 3 lakhs, 3.5, sorry, we are
Yes,
looking at almost about 6 stock turns, right? So
yes,
annually,
yes.
helpful. Great. And the second set of questions, Arjun ji, is more on the operating expenses. So if you can also help us to understand, typical rental, which is guided or forecasted, the number of staff which is required, which is not much. We have a small format. Even if we have one license and a pharmacist at the store, that works well. But since we're open all the days, we would need to have these 2 people. So what is the percentage, say, if you look at, say, a sale of 1.5 lakhs, so out of that, what percentage should be the average salary cost? What should be towards rental and other operating expenses and the net margins? Because overall they're 40%, right? So if I take
Yes.
1.5 lakhs and a 40% of that, it becomes
It will be
60.
around
Right? So about
60,000. So
60.
that is what we are forecasting as well. We advise each and every franchisee owner that he or she has fixed costs of not more than 50,000, so that he or she is profitable from day one. What we suggest is a rental of anywhere between 10 to 25,000 rupees a month. And also pharmacists, what usually is the salary and what we have employed as well in our company-owned stores, it is between 12,000 to 20,000, depending on experience. So if you look at it, the overall fixed costs should be somewhere around 50,000 for the franchisee store to be breaking even or be profitable initially. If the fixed cost is more than that, we do not suggest the franchisee owner, start with this business, because it is a game of huge volumes and not a game of huge numbers. So because you will be providing medicines worth rupees 100, worth MRP at 100 rupees, will be sold off to the consumer at 35 rupees. So that is what our advice to the franchisee owners is initially.
And friends, I'll also like to add, in a business of retail, your sales are dependent on the inventory that you keep, right? So the stock rotation. So if you want to also extend and open a bigger location or a bigger outlet, we can also have provision of extending, say, 150 to about 350, 400 square feet. And depending on the inventory that you keep inside the store, your stock would rotate based on that. But the company would also give you guidelines on the kind of locations we should do. Now, which are the cities, Arjunji, we are focusing? I understand Tri-City, up north, Punjab, NCR are the locations we currently are present in.
Yes.
And what other locations would be our focus? I see a question where somebody is asking for Jharkhand. So are we currently focusing outside north of India, or if we
Yes,
want to
we are
prioritize?
going to expand pan-India. We have warehouses in all the major hubs of the country. We have a warehouse in Bangalore, we have a warehouse in Kolkata, we have a warehouse in Delhi, and we have a warehouse in Bombay. So that essentially caters all the regions of the country.
Okay,
And
so Calcutta, we are open. You have a warehouse, you mentioned Kolkata,
yes,
Bangalore.
Kolkata, Bangalore, Delhi, and Mumbai.
Okay, so which means pretty much we can cater all the regions.
Our fulfillment will be in 3 to 5 days for stock. So that is what we expect from the franchisees as well, that they give us, that they forecast stock, 1 week before they'll be requiring it.
So can we also service? I have a question for Bihar and Jharkhand for the expansion cities.
Yes, we can. As I said, we will be expanding pan India, and anywhere in the country is most welcome.
Wonderful. Friends, if you have more questions, please let us know, and we'll also share a hotline number with you. We have Vishal, who is based out of Tri-City and our office in Chandigarh. He's leading the entire project. We'll be happy to reach out to you in the course of the day and tomorrow to set up a meeting with Mr. Arjun Agarwal. And if you own a property, have an access to a property, please reach out to us to make our discussion more productive. If you have any complementing business experience, you can also share. While there's no experience which is required in the industry at large, but anything that you want to share to make our conversation more productive, please share the details with us. And we'll also share a hotline number and our email ID. If you have any information that you seek to be shared with you, we'll be happy to even send the presentation that we did today, along with the financial working with you and along with the one-to-one meeting. And before we close, Arjunji, I'll request if you can also give us maybe a last message to everybody who's listening to you.
Yes. So what we have observed is that healthcare is not a luxury, it's an essentiality. So you will be favoring yourself, you will be favoring your community, and you will, get a lot of good wishes from the people who you will be serving by opening this store, because you will be doing a very, very good deed. And that is what our overall vision was when we started this model. We wanted to make healthcare very, very affordable, and we wanted to make good healthcare affordable. So our major focus is on the quality of medicines. When we talk about other competitors, I will not be naming. What the general overview about the products is that अगर आपको किसी ethical brand की एक दवाई खानी है, आपको इनकी 2 खानी पड़ेगी. So that is what the general prescription, that is what the general overview, that is what the general idea is about generic medicines. That is what we want to change, and we want to make healthcare affordable and accessible to all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Vishal, anything that you want to add? Samarth, anything that you want to add?
No, in just next couple of days, I'll be meeting with Mr. Arjun Agarwal at the office, and we'll look forward for the next plan of the expansion.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bharat, over to you.
Thank you so much, Arjun. We also have a few questions in the chat box, right? If we can just answer those questions in short, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much discount you're offering to the customers? Our medicines will be available at 40 to 80%. This would be the range of the discounts. The interior cost typically will come around 1 to 2 lakh rupees, depending on how the franchisee owner wants his shop to look. Is it generic medicines? Yes, it is the generic component of medicines. And do you have medical representatives? No, we do not have medical representatives. Now, what the thing about medical representatives is that whenever you get a prescription from the doctor, 30 to 40% goes to the doctor as commission. That is the typical business which is going around. Now, either you can give the commission to the doctor or you can pass on that to the customer. Now we have chosen the customer, and that is why we are being able to provide these kind of discounts. If we also follow the rule of law, if we also start employing medical representatives to get the medical prescriptions from the doctors, we will not be able to offer these kind of discounts. So that is why we do not have medical representatives. Are you able to? Yes, we can visit Vijayawada to evaluate all the locations that you have in mind. Yes, there will be an extra cost for drug license and interiors. So total investment will not be around 10 lakhs. It should be closed around 6 to 6.5 lakh rupees at the upper limit. Yes. Any other questions?
I think that is helpful, Arjun. Thank you so much for being with us. Bharat, over to you.
That was indeed a well explained presentation in the Q&A session about the Spot Edil. and the available business opportunity. Thank you so much, Sonia ma'am, for joining us, the Managing Director of Franchise India. Indeed, this must be considered as one of the best franchisee opportunity with a pharma company. That's all for the day. I would like to thank our panelists for joining this webinar. To the viewers, for any one-on-one discussion with brand, please contact our hotline number 9717683838. You can also write us at feedback@franchiseindia.in. Tomorrow we will again come up with a new brand. We'll explore another business opportunity. Till then, take care. Thanks so much, everyone.